What's up, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader, here with a very special interview with my top student, Tim Grittani, who has turned $1,500 now into over $7 million. It wasn't easy, it didn't happen overnight. Learn from his journey.
So I first got into trading back in February of 2011. That's when I joined penny stocking silver. And I got into it because really I just wanted freedom. That was what it boiled down to. Like, I didn't go into this with the idea of I want to be a millionaire. I wasn't trying to get rich quick or anything like that. I just wanted a way out of the only path that I saw. And at that time, I mean, I'd been working summers at State Farm, and I mean, it was a fine job, but it certainly did not make me happy. And I had been a finance major who really didn't like much in the field of finance, so I didn't even have the slightest idea of what path I could pursue going down that road. So trading, I mean, it appealed to a bit of my background too, like the adrenaline junkie gambler who, I liked poker, I liked sports betting, stuff like that. So it just kind of seemed like the most exciting financial thing I could think of, like being a day trader. And it seemed like a way to achieve that freedom if, I could be successful at it. So it took a while. I mean, I definitely think it took longer than I anticipated. You go into it and the concepts sound really simple and you just think, oh, this will be a breeze and I'll be like all these other traders I see doing well. And that really wasn't the reality for me. I took 3 months to study before I even made my first trade. In 6 months, I had blown up my first $1,500 account, and I had to refund from State Farm summer money because that was all I really had left. And so I put another $1,500 in and then had learned my lessons and gotten more successful. But it still took time to dig out of that $1,500 hole, get back to break even. As I said, I started studying in February 2011. By the end of 2011, I was up $4,000. And then 2012 is where the pace really started to pick up. And by mid-2012, at that point I had graduated college, I had moved back home with my parents, and I was trading from home. And once I felt like I had my feet under me financially is when I could really get that freedom that I had desired from the start. And so I moved away. I went to Columbus, Ohio, and have really been on my own and with my now wife since. But I guess I achieved my goal in that sense. Like, I got the freedom that I wanted, and I managed to also scale things up much quicker than I had expected to be possible. When it comes to advice that I wish I had known from when I started that could have made the process a whole lot easier for me, I think one of the first main things that comes to mind is just being told to chill out early and not try to do everything so fast, because that is what got me into trouble and wound up blowing up my first account. Is, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was looking for some kind of guidance. So I was in 3 or 4 different services, and I was trying to just find anything that sort of stuck out to me and made sense that I thought that I could go ahead and try on my own and find success with. And that's not a bad approach, but the problem is that I was doing it all at once. And so I was under the pattern day trader rule. I had a few different brokers, so 9 day trades a week, but I had like a dozen different strategies I wanted to try to trade with. And that's just way too much when you're new, because instead of really trying to master 1 or 2 things, I was trying to be good at 12 things that I didn't really understand all that well. So it was really no surprise that I bled off my account, and a lot of it came from trying to short sell before I was ready mentally, because it is a very different thing mentally, and it's a lot riskier because a short sell is potentially unlimited losses if you're not cutting it. And that scared me, knowing that fact. So I got into short selling saying I'm going to be very good about cutting my losses. And really I was too good, because what happened would be I was trying to short a pump and dump that basically traded sideways for 3 weeks. And I knew the fundamental idea. I said, okay, this is a pump. It's eventually going to go to 0. And yeah, eventually it went to 0. But during this 3 weeks, it was going sideways. Every dip where it looked like it was about to crack, I would short. And then they would support it, and it would pop back up a little bit, and I'd get scared because I'm so psyched out by shorting, and I'd take a 2 or 3 cent per share loss plus commissions. And I did that over and over and over again and just chewed myself up. And that's really the key example I think of with one of the things I did wrong early was just, taking one setup I didn't really understand and just going nuts with it before I was ready. So I wish that I had gone into it with a little more patient of an approach. For new traders, I do think that it is important to try new things. I do think that you need to figure out who you are as a trader, because trading is a very personal thing. What works for me may not work for you. And all of the successful traders I know, no one does things exactly the same way. Everyone's got their own style, their own little finesse they put on, similar setups. And what works for them is great. But I see some traders who might be great at dip buying, and I know I'm terrible at that, and I can't wrap my head around it. And every time I try, I seem to lose. So I've cut that out. It's not something I do anymore. And you only learn that through experience and that screen time and making your own trades. So you have to balance it early on. You have to be trading small enough size that if you do blow up an account, you're not going to be so badly wiped out you can never try again. But you also want to just not do a dozen setups like I did, really. I mean, take it 3 or 4 setups at a time. Try different things. See where you succeed, where you fail, where you're comfortable, where you're not. And then take that feedback from yourself. Really what your emotions are telling you, what your results are telling you. And don't worry about what other people are telling you. Let your own performance be your guide.
Hey, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you. I want to share everything that I've learned over the years. You can check out more videos right over there. And also click subscribe so that you can watch all of these videos, get that knowledge, and become my next millionaire student.